honesty. He had a very warm smile. I always very much enjoyed talking to him. He was a very friendly man. And I'm grateful that the family has asked me here today to officiate this ceremony. Donald was born June 1st, 1930 in Napa, California, and was raised in Eureka, California. He was the only child of Earl and Alberta Mayu. His parents were very loving, and this was a quality they passed on to Donald. One interesting thing I'm sure most of you know about Donald's youth is that he grew up and around many lighthouses throughout California, as operating lighthouses was part of his father's profession in the U.S. Coast Guard. He spent time at lighthouses in the Farallon Islands in Point Reyes, California, Lime Point in San Francisco, Table Bluff in Humboldt County, in Piedras Blancas near Hearst Castle. And one interesting thing that Kathy told me about was that when he was a young child, he got to sit on William Randolph Hearst's lap. Donald went to high school in Eureka, California. And he also went to high school with Jewel Ellen Dykes, who later became his loving wife. And together they had 4 children. Donald was a strong and loving man. He was a man you could count on. He was a loving father, husband, brother-in-law, uncle, and friend. Family was extremely important to him, and not just his nuclear family. Kathy shared memories of driving up to Humboldt County for just about every vacation or holiday to see Donald's parents and other relatives. Kathy told me that her mom would load up the car, or pack up everything, and Donald would load it up as soon as he got home, and off they'd go, and she shared some harrowing tales of driving up the 101, which was a very small 2-lane highway in those days. Lots of logging trucks. And also he was like a brother to his wife's 3 sisters, Leatrice, Laquita, and Dauletta. And like a father in many ways to his nieces and nephews, Linda, Tom, John, Lillian, Donnie, Kenny, Terry, Brian, Joey, Sammy, and Stacy. Both Sharon and Kathy told me I had to mention the many family camping trips that happened, because I guess this was a sort of great fun and joy for the families, and I didn't get to hear too many of the specific stories, but obviously some of you remember them. Another important aspect of Donald's life was his military service. Donald served in the United States Navy for a total of 26 years until his retirement from the military. And much like his childhood, his children and wife moved around a lot, as military families do oftentimes. Kathy and Sharon related their moves from Vallejo to San Diego to China Lake and so on. And all the while, Jewel was the family's anchor and tireless caregiver, as often she had to raise the kids on her own for periods of time when Donald was overseas. As I said, he was extremely proud of this time serving the United States, and he appreciated the acknowledgement of that too, because it was so important to him. He participated in 2 wars, Korea and Vietnam, and when I would speak to him in the capacity of a chaplain, he would often mention how he'd been shot at least once, which I think I think Kathy told me she didn't know for a while till at the later time. But he would always say that a lot of people had it a lot worse than him. He didn't make a big deal out of it. It was just something like, I got shot, you know. And he was also candid in that, as much as he loved and spoke of his military service a lot, he was realistic about it too, about the hardships. He occasionally would reminisce with me about the difficulty of losing friends while in service and the other sadnesses that come along with protecting our country. So all these things, to sum up a life so well lived, isn't easy. But what is clear is that Donald's life was marked by dedication and service to his family and to his country. Donald knew the importance of giving love and hard work to those things that were most important to him. He knew the necessity of living life not just for oneself, but for the benefit of all those in his sphere of influence and beyond. He knew that to receive love, you must give love. So let us take Donald's life as an example to all of us of Jesus' message to love our neighbors as ourselves. Donald, you are deeply loved, as is evidenced by these people here today, and you will be dearly missed. Thank you. So at this time, would like to invite the family members up to speak who would like to say something. Please come forward, and when you do, introduce yourself. Thank you very much.